everyone, I'm here to go over the best mattress toppers for snoring. Now, I want to be very clear that when I first met my partner, they did not snore. In fact, they had a great distaste for people who did snore, and they made it clear that they couldn't possibly sleep with someone in the room who was snoring. So cut to now, several years or decades later. I don't want to really admit which. But we have a problem where they started snoring and I started looking. I wanted something that would actually work. I turned to the Sleep Foundation. I wanted to know what was going to get rid of the snoring. Did those stupid strips work? Did we need to invest in a CPAP machine? And what was the issue behind the snoring? How could I make it stop? Because honestly, lightly kicking in the middle of the night or pushing their shoulder to roll them over didn't seem to cut it. So I found out that 90% of what's marketed for snoring is actually total fluff. So if you're looking for a mattress to cure snoring, I will say you're in the wrong place. So most people start with a mattress like this, something like a memory foam mattress. Now, I'm not picking on Nectar. There are several other companies out there that have memory foam mattresses. And it's important to know that a memory foam or latex topper that goes over your mattress doesn't actually reduce snoring. The reality is that snoring is the result of a physical collapse or narrowing of your airways. So yes, having a good mattress helps keep the spine where it should and where the airway, keeping the airway where it should be. But a soft, flat topper doesn't actually change your physical anatomy. It just makes you more comfortable. Now, the big exception is if you have a mattress that you've owned since college, and even then it was a hand-me-down, and it sags so much that it forces your chin down toward your chest. In that case, you can either buy a new mattress, or you can try to cut corners for now by getting a mattress topper. And that could help a little bit improving your posture, but in my mind, that's like putting a band-aid on something that really needs some sutures. So you're not fixing the problem so much as postponing the worst. So then we come over here to things like wedges. So there are certain wedges and pillows that I looked into, and I will say right off the bat, this wedge pillow looks an awfully lot like a different wedge pillow I paid a lot more money for a different type of activity. So I wanted to know what made this one a little bit different from the one I overpaid. This is designed for potential snorers. They come in different heights, but really this is more suited for things like acid reflux. It helps prevent acid reflux more than it does snoring, because these just keep your head and torso at a 20-degree or 30-degree incline. You can kind of see here that that shape is going to change based on how thick this back part is. Now, that keeps the tongue and the soft tissue from sliding back and actually blocking the throat. This only works for people who sleep on their back. It's very uncomfortable for people who sleep on their side, and chances are they'll end up just sliding down the wedge by the time it reaches midnight, and that won't do anyone any good. So then I realized that's not going to fix anything, so I can't make use of the other pillow I bought, and I looked for something that might be more effective. Something that was basically a whole system, because this was also kind of like a band-aid. Pillows were a band-aid, mattress toppers were a band-aid. I needed something much more substantial that could do something above and beyond, like figure out if they were snoring and then prevent it. So that's when I found 8 Sleep. So this pod is basically the most robust solution to snoring, because it is a sleep system that actually does something. It has an adjustable base integrated with the hub. So you can see here this hub, you have the cover that goes on your mattress, you have the blankets and the pillows, and you can choose which parts of these systems you want, like the pillow covers or not. But this is a real way to handle potential snoring. It goes above and beyond by utilizing different biomarkers and biosensors built into this section here. So as an individual is sleeping, it will pick up on those vibrations if they start snoring, and it will automatically adjust this side of the mattress. Let's say your partner's on this side and you're over here on the right. It's going to automatically adjust this front end, lifting it ever so slightly through those mechanical vibration centers, making sure that the snoring is detected and the head is elevated ever so slightly. Now, it's not going to elevate both sides, so you don't have to worry if you aren't the person snoring. Only the side that is snoring gets that elevation. So that dual zone independence means that each side can be monitored and adjusted accordingly without disturbing the other side. Now, clinical data from their website, based on what is here, based on what is published, suggests that elevating the head to 15 degrees actually reduces snoring by up to 45%. Now, the level to which that is accurate for all people may vary, which is why you'll find things like wedges have between 20 and 30 degree elevation. Nonetheless, reports say that these movements are done so slightly and so gradually when the snoring is first detected that it doesn't actually wake up the individual. So that's something to think of if you are the person snoring, or even the person who is sleeping next to a snorer. You don't want them to wake up every time, because that can cause a lot of sleep disruptions and other physical and mental health problems. So this offers a chance to gently wake up and make sure that the snoring is dealt with in a nice and supportive fashion, both literally and figuratively. I will say that if you like to snuggle on the same side of the bed, this is going to be a bit of a hindrance, because it's probably going to lift the head for both of you, even if only one of you is snoring. And some units might use microphones, but the 8 Sleep Pod uses vibrations, which means that if you happen to be on the heavier side and there are heavy movements, or you have things like large dogs or children who like to jump on the bed occasionally, that can interfere with the readings. But in general, I have never had a problem with that. I just know that that's what other users have reported. Now, I want to be clear, I'm a reviewer, I'm not a doctor, I'm just someone who has struggled with a lot of snoring from their partner and looked for a real solution. Didn't find any luck with these wedges, didn't find luck with pillows, didn't find luck with strips, didn't find luck with mattress toppers, and ended up on a full sleep system that revolutionized how we deal with snoring. That said, if you or your partner is struggling to breathe, or you wake up exhausted, there's no mattress that's going to fix that. That could be a sign of sleep apnea, a serious health condition. That is something that might be partially dealt with using this type of system. It will help with the actual snoring. It's not, however, going to deal with the oxygen drops that are associated with sleep apnea. So CPAP is something that can be prescribed for that. If you are dealing with symptoms, you should definitely consider getting an evaluation. If you are evaluated for sleep apnea and you are given a CPAP machine by your doctor, use it. Use it in addition to this system. They are intended to solve different parts to the problem. So buying this adjustable base or even a wedge can really help with potential snoring. But if you are worried about sleep apnea, see a doctor. Otherwise, a plain old mattress topper is really just snake oil and best to be avoided.